and welcome into To Your Health. And of course, we realize the fact that there's lots of needs medically, especially if you have a child or a loved one that is in need of an organ. And we wanted to know how we can get it done, and more importantly, what you need to do to become an organ donor. Legacy of Hope is the organ donation facility, and you guys are in Birmingham, and Rayburn, and you are the education director for the organization.
That's true, yes.
And a lot of times people, if they're considering, donating an organ, there's lots of questions. So if I died, do I donate all the organs? And that's called?
There's donation for medical research, which is gift a body.
Okay, so that's a gift of body.
Yes.
Right.
And what we work with are families that want to donate organs and tissues for transplant or for research.
Okay.
And we're essentially the liaison between the donor and their family and the recipients of the gift.
Okay. So a real important question is, I'm 77 years old. I'm basically wearing out. Okay? I have high blood pressure. I'm diabetic. I had 6 bypasses on my heart. Is there anything in me that you would want?
Yes, you can still help people.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Now, what would be an example? Is my liver? Does your liver last a long time?
Actually, it does.
Yes,
it does. Yes.
Unless you drank a lot.
Maybe it gets too much exercise.
Yes.
Yes, I think a lot of people think that age can rule them out for donation.
And that's because our viewers are people that are 50 years of age and older, and I want them to know, because they might say, "I'm not listening to this because I don't." That's the reason I asked you.
Right.
Is there anything in here you'd like?
So I would encourage, if you're interested in helping people,
yes,
go ahead and register to donate. Let your family know, and then when that person dies, we screen to see what kind of opportunities that person has to help somebody. So cancer is not always a rule out. Hepatitis is not a rule out. Your age is not a rule out. So it's much better to say, yes, I want to give, and then let the medical team determine at the time of death if there are some opportunities to donate.
Should our viewers contact you first and find out what's all involved before going in to get your driver's license? Oh yeah, you want to be an organ donor? Yeah, you have no idea. Nobody. Yeah. Is there a way that they can find out what's entailed in this thing? And
yes.
So they know. Especially if you go tell your family, "Yep, I'm giving away everything." Unless it's your money.
Yeah. So yes, you can call us if you're a computer-based oriented person.
Yes.
Our website, legacyofhope.org,
and we'll put that on the screen,
has a lot of information about how the process works. We actually work with all of the hospitals in the state, even though our main office is in Birmingham, and also our team is really good about explaining to the family kind of the process of how donation works. We think, oh, we have the heart on the license, that means I'm going to be a donor. But it is a little bit more complicated in that, in the sense that, it takes time to evaluate those organs for transplant.
Right.
We need to identify the right recipients. We need transplant surgeons to travel to the hospital where the donor is to actually recover those organs for transplant. So
time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence.
Because obviously that organ, once you die, that organ quits functioning. Does it not?
It does.
Yes.
And I think the other thing to keep in mind is that we have so many people that are critically ill waiting, so time is of the essence for them. I mean, we're literally transplanting people that have hours or days left to live.
I know. I'm very sensitive to
so
that. That's wonderful what you do.
Well, thank you. I feel blessed to be able to do it.
Okay, so my wife and I have 2 cemetery plots here in Montgomery, and so I die, and I say, okay, you can take my liver and take my whatever. What happens with the rest of me, so to speak?
Right.
Do they get it back to say, okay, now go bury him, or
families can have
families need to know that.
They do.
Yeah.
And I think what most people want to know is you can have a visitation and viewing after donation if you choose to. And probably most of us have been to a visitation and the person was a donor and you didn't know. And that's our goal.
Yes.
We want people to be able to carry out whatever funeral plans are meaningful for them.
Sure. Well, a lot of times people die from an accident and they still have the viewing because they can kind of do some cosmetic things to make sure that they're okay.
Right, and we are going to treat their loved one with respect. It's surgeons and our staff.
That I think I've learned about you've got a very good organization.
Thank you.
And you are going to you're doing it for the right reason, and it's really wonderful.
Yeah, we always want to respect the people that give the gift. One of the things that we do before the surgery starts is have a moment of silence and a moment of recognition for what this person is.
The surgery to take out the organ from the
Yes.
dead person that you're going to be donating to somebody.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
And if the
Very
family
nice.
wishes, we'll do an honor walk where, we just want, so donation is not just about transplanting people, right? It's providing good grief care and support to the families who have provided that gift to somebody else.
Anne, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do. When you see Amy, you tell her I said hi.
I will, thank you.
Okay, and just remember this, that it's a wonderful thing you can do, because what better thing to do to give a part of you to make a part of a person whole. And we'll be right back right after this.